And today I'm going to talk about Anangolay, the retriever of soul, no? And I think it is essential for us to learn how to do soul retrieval in every spiritual tradition or in healing practices. We give importance to the soul, and we have our own way of of retrieving the soul. It's through shamanic trance, through meditation, and some practices. Dito sa Pilipinas, when we know that uh, tawas is a form of soul retrieval, no? It's a form of soul retrieval. Pero there are still, aside from tawas, we also conduct ritual to bring back the souls, no? To bring back the souls. Pero here, I am introducing name, no? Introducing a name of the Diwata, which is a Filipino divinity, ancient divinity or deity, no? Anangolay. Because I believe that Anangolay, she's become my helper, she's become my guide. And whenever I call upon her in need, especially if kasi ulyanin na, I don't know if this is dementia already or what. No, just kidding. Pero I always forgot something. No, I ask her assistance, and she always bring the thing that I'm looking for. No, because she is the goddess of the lost things, no, compared to the Christian saint na parang she can be symbolized ba or syncretized to Saint Jude, 'di ba? Parang on the Catholic saint, Saint Jude is the one that people prayed for when they are looking for something, job hunting, for love life, for whatever, no? For whatever need that they want to happen in their life. Pero I have a module or write up that or a script, no? Let me just read here, no? Sabi dito, as a hilot, we recognize two types of illness, no? That happen to mankind. The first one is called the natural illness, which is the physical illness or weakening of the physical body. And the other one is called the spiritual illness. That's why when people are sick, if it is caused by the physical body, we send them to the medical professional as of this moment, as of this time. Pero we also recognize spiritual illness because there are some illnesses that the medical doctors, ano, no, they could not determine or they could not heal. They will conduct laboratory testing, it will be okay, or medical checkup, they will be okay. But pain is still, there is still pain or there is still problem with the person. So that kind of illness now is the spiritual illness that we deal with. Though in the beginning of time, before Christianity, or if not before Christianity, before Spanish colonization here in our country, or the arrival of modern doctors, hilot binabaylan or manghihil or babaylan as the original term, the babaylan are the doctors. It's not only they are not the spiritual leaders, they are also a healer or doctor that can treat the body of the person. The reason why we are also called a doctor because we believe, no, we believe that this body is possessed with a soul. It has a soul in it. And the one that makes us move, make us live is our soul. When our soul left our body, we will not feel anything. This body will not feel anything, but it is the soul is the one that can feel emotions or feel stimulus outside outside our body. In our lessons at Hilot Academy of Binabaylan, we have taught that our life force dwelt, yun nga, no, dwelt in the physical body, and the one that feels any harm done to our body is the soul. We also taught that as human beings, we are composed of many souls, no? And we have enumerated that in our lessons, no? Such as the ulirat, muwang, malay, alam, bait, katinoan, alaala, and isip. If you will notice, if you'll focus on that seven souls, no, parang it's a Tagalog term na it pertains to the psychological development of human being. Because in our ancestors believe, no, yeah, we possess multiple souls, but they don't have name for that. They just recognize it as kaluluwa, no, or kalag. Later on, I'm gonna talk about the Visayan understanding of the soul, no. Pero ulirat muwang malay alam bait katinoan alaala isip are parang it comes to us as we progress our life, no? Parang stage or developmental stage of development of a human being, whereas we receive our soul, the completeness of our soul when we reach a certain age that we can already make decision for ourselves. So our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents will call that, or even our government recognize that as a legal age. No, you are on your right mind to decide for yourself, and with that, no, we have this ability or power to live our life for ourselves. And living our life, it means we practice our own power, how to make it work for us, for better or good. And whatever actions that we do, we should be responsible towards that action if there is a blessing or consequences throughout our action. We know that in every action there is an equal or opposite reaction. So whatever the outcome of our action, we know how to accept it, no. So that's the greatness of our soul, and we believe that each individual being has their own ability to heal themselves, to govern themselves. Kumbaga, sabi nga sa according to our constitution, we the sovereign people, Filipino people, in our own self, we are sovereign. We have our own power. We have our own strength, no, and free will on how to live our life. But this is personal, no? This is personal life. Pero it's iba na, nagkakaroon na ng difference, there will become a difference if we live in a society, in a community. So from that, we might be abide to the law of of that community, no? In order to maintain peace and order within that community. It means having a peaceful community. It means a healthy community. It's not it is not a sick community, diba? So now I want to talk about the belief of our Visayan kapwa, the Visayan people, no? So in the Visayan concept of soul, they think that the human being possess two souls. The first soul is called ginhawa, and the second soul is called kalag. Ginhawa and kalag. Do you recognize any of those words, the ginhawa and the kalag? Meron any one of you na recognize ginhawa? Meron? I think Tani, you understand ginhawa. Everyone understand, no? So when we say ginhawa, for me as a Tagalog, no, although my father is Bisaya, ginhawa the first time that I heard when I was growing, what I know about ginhawa is it means comfort or relief, no? Comfort or relief. So o kaya if you are living in a comfortable life without pain, you are maginhawa. Nakakaginhawa ang iyong pamumuhay. You are living a comfortable life, no? So it means ginhawa is free from pain. And then at the same time, when somebody heals you from your pain, you receive ginhawa also. So that time, that word becomes comfort, relief, no? It becomes relief. Although from the Visayan brothers and sister, our kapwa in the Bisaya, uh, Accordingly, ginhawa is called hininga or the breath of life. No? This is the breath of life that stays in the living body, in our body. It is believed to reside in the pit of the stomach, usually in the liver. And it also has been named as kinabuhi. So, when you do massage, I don't know if in the US ba, massage therapy, do they massage the stomach? Wala, no? Pero kasi traditional hilot, we have, uh, we massage stomach. Tatayo ako. Nako, makikita niyo tiyan ko na napakalaki. Sorry. So from this is the the chest part, sternum, no? So from this part down to the pubic area, when you rub this and make a movement, it means movement of massage. You are massaging the kinabuhi. Kinabuhi, no? So actually in that kinabuhi, why is that? So that this is kinabuhi, this is the life force, no, or the center of life for the Filipino, probably because we, I don't know, my our ancestors think that we will live. Have you noticed most of the Filipino, I don't know if it's still applied there, if there's someone comes in and pass by and you are eating, tara kain tayo, come eat, let's eat. Even though we don't mean it, we just say, let's eat. Or even if we have visitor, we offer them drinks and food to eat. We love eating. We love eating. And for us, it is life for us. I think that is the reason why our ancestor called our stomach area, or the Visayan ancestor called it as kinabuhi. And understanding their behavior as a Visayan people, they love celebration. They love feasting, no? And the stomach becomes the center of their life. The reason why we work, and what's the reason? So that we should have food to eat every day. We work hard so that we should have food. So even on some Asian countries, like the belief in Buddha, di ba yung Buddha now, they have big belly. So when you rub the belly, there's a belief, the hote tawag doon, yung medicine Buddha, if you rub the belly of the Buddha, they said na you can make a wish, and simple rubbing the belly of the Buddha will give you good luck and prosperity or good health, etc., etc. So this part of our body is called kinabuhi, no? Although meron pang ibang mga organs, I don't know. Sige, sabihin ko ng mga tinai, ano yung mga common terms, I think the intestine, they call it as tinai, or poop channel or poop tube or whatever. Kung ano, hindi ko pa naiisip yun. But scientifically, it is, tawag dito, it is intestine, no? Small intestine and the large intestine. So they are, yun na nga, no? So ginhawa resides in the stomach, but it is usually in the liver. Thus, it is called kinabuhi. So ginhawa represents the person's body and bodily urge. So see, it is the bodily urge. So the one that has an urge for eating, for desire, and even for lust, they think that this is the one. So in fixing the woman's health, reproductive health, di ba? We also start with the kinabuhi before lifting up the, ang tawag doon, this is the ovary, the fallopian tube, no? So aligning back in place the fallopian tube, no? In doing hilot masahe, no? Or raising the womb or pagtataas ng matres so that a female can conceive a baby. While kalag, this is the second soul, is the astral soul, which can travel to the spirit world. It resides in the head and represents the person's identity, mind, and strength of will. No, as we have said in the physical body, when the physical body is pain, the one that feels the pain is our soul. Thus, why comfort is absent in the physical body, no? The term ginhawa can be referred to as comfort in English, so as relief in healing illness. So when we are going to heal illness, the physical illness such as diba, the role of hilot binabaylan is essential in bringing back the comfort of the person by dealing with the situation that happened, such as in the physical wound. For example, no, our action will be we clean the part that is wounded, repair what is been damaged by applying some herbs, then we seal it to restore, no, to fix it. So that's why there is another the art of big keys, habak is important, or bandaging, 'di ba? Is also part of healing modality that we use, no? And habak or bandage is not only used in terms of physical illness, but it can be also used to protect you spiritually, no? But when the kalag wanders around and leaves our body, it might signify death to the body as well, especially when our soul, no, for a long time been been roaming around, left our body. Pero as hilot binabaylan, we conduct special rituals to retrieve the soul. Although I will just ask you some question muna, no, before I continue reading what I have written. Um, Years ago, we discussed, have you remember na merong mga animal sacrifices during the ritual? So they said that those ritual is also a form of soul retrieval, retrieving the soul. Do you think that a human soul can be replaced with an animal soul? Anyone? Sige nga, Catherine, can I hear you?
I want to say no because they're two different beings. You know, like I don't think that a human can reincarnate as an animal, for example. So I'm guessing no.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Papa OJ, do you have answer for that? Wala. Nani, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say it's interesting because I've been watching a lot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and like just that idea of like, and also because the reason why it popped into my head was because I was reading something about Sigbin and about like familiars. And that's why I was like, oh, that's fun. I was thinking of Salem, like the cat. But yeah, like I was always kind of confused with that concept and like with Aswang and like their familiars because I know like in some versions of Aswang it's like a more demonic or like animal beast like type thing, but it could also be portrayed as like a woman who gets cut in, like who, you know, when it separates from her torso, or a witch, you know. And so what does that mean like for the familiar, because I've read like they're also a swang or part of it, you know. So I've been curious about that and like how they relate. So that's just what I thought of when you said so.
Actually, I will do any reaction about if an animal soul can be replaced the human soul. April and Clara, do you have idea? Ikaw, Clara, do you have something to say about that?
I have the same thought as Catherine. Like, I don't think it's possible. I mean, yeah, like human soul is different from animal soul, and I don't think it can be replaced.
Yeah. Later, I will give my answer. Pero interested ako sa sinabi ni Nani, no? When a manghihilot a babaylan, remember last time, when a soul is a soul, not asshole, when soul, when soul is dying, when a person is dying pala, when person is dying, the soul of the person has the ability to shape shift into an animal. No, it either to become an animal, insect, birds, or whatever, no? Whatever form that the person desire. And probably the one that a person can turn into is the one that the person is related much. That's why as a witch, as babaylan, no, we shape shift into animal that are closer to us. Because our animal, the animal is our uh, helper, guide, and guardian. They have their own spirits and they have their own ability, no? So we can ask them help to become our messenger. I think that's the only function of the animal, to become our helper and messenger. But in replacing the soul of 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 human being by animal spirit, everything is right. All of you is right. Na the animal soul is not compatible with human soul. If animal soul is compatible with human soul, so it means sex with an animal is good. No, I no, it's not. Don't be surprised. I'm not telling na having sex with your puppy is great. No, I don't try. I haven't tried. Ano siya, ano tawag doon? Mental deviation, tama ba? Psychology. So it's not, no? The reason why animal sacrifices are done, no, by our ancestor, because they need to release the soul of an animal, that the soul of the animal will go to the astral, to the spirit world, so that they could chase back the soul of the person that been roaming around. So uh, that's the thinking of our ancestor, of the ritualist. They used the soul of the animal, for example, no, because there are healing rituals. Now they said, okay, I will kill this chicken before you, and and we will through this chicken na parang itatap like the tawas, no? If you know already the tawas, di ba, we tap the paper, but in the ancient time, or even now on the mountains or in the provinces, they will place the chicken all over the body, so that uh, the the negative energy will be transferred to the chicken. Actually, on my part is that's the simple explanation for everyone, for everyone to make believe na parang it's a tool of the babaylan to make the people believe that that animal the will get the tawag dito, the vibration, the negative energy. We can explain later on, merong kasing teaching later on na about imprints, no? We can make imprints to everything, no? Parang that animal will get the imprinted soul, so that ano, but it's not that the animal will get the 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 illness, but it's like training a dog to sniff an object. It's like the golden retriever, 'di ba? The dog, when you allow this, he can find the owner, or the person that they need to find. So that is the reason why we attach that to the body, so that it could perform the goal of the first one that I explained, na the soul of that animal will chase for your soul back. to retrieve back your soul. So it's not only chicken, but they can offer dogs, pigs, carabao, etc., etc. No, in ritual offering. I think that's it. Now let me go back. No. Mm, as we have said, when the physical body is in pain, the one that feels the pain uh, is our soul. That's why comfort is absent in the physical body. The term ginhawa can be referred to as comfort in English, so as relief. In healing illness, the role of hilot binabaylan is essential in bringing back the comfort to the person by dealing with the situation that had happened. Such as in the physical wound, we clean the part of the wound, repair, applying some herbs, and seal it back to the store. But when the kalag wanders around and leaves our body, it may signify death to the body as well. And special rituals are conducted in order to retrieve the lost soul. So it is believed that our soul wander around. Yan. So our soul, there is a belief, a common belief that our soul wander around when sleeping. So when our soul wanders when we are asleep, dream occur. No? I think everyone dreams. So in our dream, like what I don't know if I always say this to you, but I know that I always telling this, na in our dream, our soul travels to the astral realm. We communicate, we can see our dead loved ones in dreams. We can see the divinity, the Dewata or God. You might go to the Christian heaven. You might go to the to the Muslim heaven or to any kind of heaven, because heaven is a concept created by man in their mind, which is present in the other world. No, so it is present there. It might not be literally present here because no one can see heaven here on earth. Pero by believing on that, we know that there is heaven somewhere. It can be found in the astral world. So as all those mystical creatures that are unseen in this physical world can be also seen in the dream world. No, that's why some babies will see angels, some babies will see fairies, unicorn, dinosaur, dragons, elves, gnomes, etc., etc. Pero when something bad happened in the dream world, in the astral realm, no, we call that nightmare here in this physical plane of existence. Have you noticed people sleeping but you are awake? Diba? Sometimes when you observe people that are sleeping, they have movement, or sometimes they voice out, they speak, and I think worst of it, they walk, they run, they jump, they walk, that as if they are awake, no? So it means whatever happened to, hi Michelle. So it means whatever happened to the dream world, to the spirit world, our body feels when we are asleep. So when you are asleep, your soul is very active. Our soul is very active while our body is resting. Whereas when we are awake, our body is active, then our soul is receptive. So the one that receive sensation and feeling is our soul and not the body. Receiver lang siya, but the reactor will be our soul. And our soul tell, uy, it's hot, or it's painful, it's cold, or it's pleasing, or etc., etc., etc. No? So that is our common belief na our soul wanders during sleep. But on the next topic that I'm going to discuss right now is it's not only during the sleeping time that our soul wander, even at awake time. Now, yan, ito na yung, I'm going to tell you this, no? I'm gonna read. Sabi dito, the person who is in good health must see that all of their souls are attached to their body, such as their faculties of their personality are in harmony to one another, which is their mind, their words, and their action. The seven souls must not be in contrast to one another, for if not, it will show sign of illness. In the hierarchy of the human soul, the diwa or isip must govern all other souls. As per definition, diwa is a Sanskrit word diva, which means heavenly, divine, terrestrial things of high excellence, exalted, shining one. Thus, the Tagalog local word for diwa, as we dig deep into understanding the word, is known to us as isip, which pertains to our mind, which guide us to do excellent and shine. Our own mind or diwa or isip regulates all other soul within us so that life may experience ginhawa. Ay, nawala siya. Nasaan na siya? Uh, okay. So it is said that during sleep, our soul travel to the spiritual world. Indeed, it is, and it is called dreaming. When bad dream happen to a soul, it is called nightmare or bangungot, where our soul encounters bad event. No? So, ano ba nangyayari when we are dreaming? If we encounter bad dreams, usually they said that there is bangungot. No? Bangungot becomes an entity. Parang it's like dwarf or duende, like kapre. Pero bangungot is a big fat woman or a big fat guy that sits on your chest. That's why you will have trouble breathing. Actually, it's not on the chest area, it's in your kinabuhi also, no? In the area of the kinabuhi. So that's why they pertain to the nightmare into malfunction of the pancreas or overactive pancreas naman, no? Because they sit on that so that you might have difficulty in breathing and whatever. I don't know what happened to the people who died on bangungot because they were not able to tell their dreams when they wake up because they don't wake up already, no? So usually that's the common belief, no? Aside from bangungot, there is also batibat, also the same as bangungot, a big woman naman din, no? And there is also another in Mindanao. There is a demon. I think Michelle, I talked about this to Michelle and before, to Kyla before, about Pooy, no? There is a demon called Pooy, which is a soul eater. That's the reason why I ask you if we can replay, if one of our soul been eaten by a Pooy, so it means no more soul. That's the reason why I ask you if we can replace the soul of a human with an animal soul. I was not able to answer that yet, no? I just said no. I just said no, we cannot replace the human soul with an animal soul. Pero how can we replace the missing soul of the individual? Kindly remind me of that, no? Kindly remind me of that. Ay, hindi, sabihin ko na ngayon para hindi ko na makalimutan. Actually, we cannot replace the soul of a person with another human soul. But what we can do is we can replace the soul of a person with another human soul. How do you understand that? If we replace the missing soul of a human with another human soul. Catherine, nag-iisip. Go, go, go. Kaya mo yan. How do you think about that? Or
So
what?
I heard of the term walk-ins, like when another soul walks into another body to take over its soul contract or to continue its life. Ganun ba yun? Pareho ba yun? Like a walk-in?
Possession?
No, yung Like, for example, if someone gets in an accident and sort of dies, their soul leaves, but then another soul can jump in and take over
The ba-
the body.
ok- ah,
That's what I was
huh.
thinking. So it could be something that could be something different, but that's what came to mind when you asked.
Pero that's interesting, no? Huh. Anyone? Any other idea? Nani, do you have idea about it? I don't. Okay, sige. Pauline. Hi, Pauline. Go ahead. Yes, Pauline.
Hi.
Ayan.
So
Do
I'm
you,
like visually not available.
it's
Good,
okay. It's
but
okay.
thank you. So I have a feeling that we can actually achieve that through kind of channeling someone's inner past stage, hence soul retrieval. So is that something? Is that does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Actually, go ahead.
so so yes, so if the person currently is actually not present, meaning the soul is actually gone, but actually they're living, but their vessel is living, but their soul is missing. So then we channel through a different stage of the person's current life which is what, 80 years, 100 years were given for this lifetime. So we backtrack to a stage where the actual soul is present. Does it make sense, or
Yep.
did I answer it right?
Yes, actually yes. Yes, no, actually yes. But Pauline use parang modern words na hindi ko I could not express. Even yung sinabi ni Catherine, no, parang but it's new for me, pero I have something
it's
to
it's
say
kind of
about that.
similar, but your understanding probably method is probably from the older times, but
Yeah.
it's in similar context, which
Yeah,
I like because I like to learn the older times, which is much better. I think it's more upgraded, this version maybe.
aray, aray ko parang I feel so much lolo.
No.
Go, go ahead, Kyla. Kyla has something
Uh,
to say.
I was thinking that maybe it's like if someone was astral traveling and during a soul retrieval, like they started to astral travel, and when you called the soul back, something else, either someone totally different or something from their past life comes back in. Like a past life comes back in.
Yeah, actually, yes. Now, thank you. I like Pauline and Kyla's answer, no? Although it's interesting also to Catherine. For me, my answer, that's why we are working with the ancestors. When we die, when our soul left our body, honestly, no, we go back to our original form, to the God, no? And we are now conjoined, we are joined now, or parang we are together with our ancestors. And the reason for our existence is our ancestors. Probably the concept of ang tawag doon, yung past life soul can also be seen as ancestors. Although I don't know if I have done this already with you, na I allow everyone to travel to your distant past and connect with your multiple reality on other dimension. On that aspect, I could not recommend to ask for the soul of other dimension to go back to you, because the reality might affect over on different dimension. But for me, what is safer to do, that's why we conducted ritual or shamanic soul retrieval and journeying and trance working. For me, in our way, is we ask the ancestors to recreate a new one, by sending the soul of the ancestor to the current person's body. No? It is safer. It is safer. Although right now, if you need some blood, you need a compatible blood according to your blood type. And I think it is much safer to get some blood transfusion ba ang tawag doon, no? Transfusion with your family members. And and for my thinking and for the teachings that we have received, it is the soul of your ancestor will come back to you. It's either they will uh, form another soul. But the question here is, can a soul die? 'Di ba? Kasi I said on the question, a question is, the soul has been eaten by the monster, soul eating monster. So when it is being eaten by a soul eating monster, it was a trick. Sorry na. Sorry, I tricked you. So the thinking is, the soul will die. It will be gone. Pero the soul never die. The soul never die. We cannot replace the soul, but the ancestor will transform that soul-eating monster to become a better you, depending on what kind of motivation that us as a healer and your living relatives are praying for you. If there are some negative thought form, for example, oh, I want to kill Apu. Apu is blah blah blah, etc. etc. is bad. No, if a lot of things are being bad things focused to Apu, then that will Apu become. But if we send positive thoughts on that person, love, care, blah blah blah, etc. etc. blessings, no, we can transform the soul according to the power that we wanted to happen to that person. And through the ancestor, it it will allow them to birth again. Kasi energy is not created nor can be destroyed, but it can change form. And the one that creates us, that form us right now, is the divinity through our ancestors. So the ancestors will allow to bring back, to resurrect what has been eaten. No? Let me just continue dahil kasi meron pa akong magandang, I still have this. Sabi dito, it is said that during sleep, our souls travel to the spiritual world. When bad dream happen to a soul, it is called nightmare or bangungot, where our soul encounters a bad event. In our dream state, our souls travel in between different realms of existence. As you can notice, the practices, ito, no? As you can notice on the practices of different spiritual traditions of the New Age, most of them include altering the state of mind, either employing natural methods or with the use of substances such as herb and wine. No, when we are asleep, that is the time where our soul does activities while our physical body is recuperating from the day's exhaustion. The physical body works when we are awake. When the soul works when our physical body is awake. Na-explain ko na yan. If we are going to netpe some person, ito, nasabi ko na rin to, some people utter sound, ito, now, ay, wala yung attachment. Okay. I'm going to introduce now the Diwatang Anangolay. Now, Diwatang Anangolay is a Filipino deity, still related to our topic. Now, Diwatang Anangolay is a Filipino Diwata goddess, whom we call if something is lost. No, she is the retriever of lost things. So when our soul lost, or when our soul roam around and wander around and did not come back to our body, we call upon Anangolay. Actually, I have mentioned a while ago the power of Anangolay. She is low maintenance goddess, no? Kasi on different tradition like Santeria, di ba? When you call upon the help of the Lowas, you need to make offering. There is a specific offering: wine, crystal, incense, etc., etc. I don't know. Probably I made a personal connection to Anangolay. That's why I just say thank you, Anangolay. Just simple like that. Or when I call Anangolay, Anangolay, please help. Simple statement like that. No. Then I still do working of searching. Then I then what then the things that I'm looking for will be in front of my face. No. She's a low maintenance goddess. So later on, I'm gonna post this also to your classroom and even to buy me a coffee page about the goddess Anangolay. Pero as a soul wanders around when they are sleeping, even awake time, we are our soul can also wander, no? So I'm gonna read. It is our soul that makes our physical body moves. Thus light is present in us. When we see someone sad or weak, diba? We see them that they have low spirit or no spirit within them. So we talk when we talk about that, no, we are pertaining to their own motivation, or whatever you call that motivation to live at the present moment, no. So when we see somebody like that, no, we want to cheer them up, and cheering them up, we term it lifting up their spirits, no. We lift up their spirit. So our movement of communication, of smiling with them, listening to their problems, no, being with them helps them to revive their spirit back, no, revive their soul back. But our actions, no, we as individual are leaving imprints to our society, to our world. If you are a psychic investigator, does anyone conduct psychic investigation? Diba sa psychic investigation, we are looking for imprints, psychic imprints. So psychic imprints such as I am sitting here on the chair and most of you are sitting. When you leave that room, you will see, especially on Nani, when you raise up in your bed, you will see a bat print. It's not a footprint, a bat print. Pero when you do thermal scanning, you will see that the temperature on that area is red. It's hot because we are leaving imprint. Every action that we do, we are making mark in this world, even we are when we are alive. So when you go to a haunted places, a haunted house that has poltergeist, ghosts, or something banging, etc., etc., no, they said it's ghost, but actually it's a soul imprint or a psychic imprint of a living person. Probably that's the job of the psychic to determine if the imprint is just a living memory or memory of the past of the dead people, no. So that's a job. We have this psychism class na inaayos ngayon with Lakay, pero different topic siya. But the thing is, we are setting imprint, and sometimes we as individual, for example, I might be attached to Pauline, for example, because I'm seeing Pauline, and out of my attachment, I develop obsession. No, I develop obsession. It means my mind and my heart have been captured by Pauline. It means one of my souls have been captured by Pauline, and I could not stop. I can't sleep because I want to see. Sorry, Pauline, I use your name. So I use because I see Pauline every time. Can you see that? It's like you lost your soul out of that. No, parang one of your soul has been lost because you've been attached to that. the purpose of our body, supposedly, all our souls should be attached from our own body. No? Sige, go ahead muna, Pauline. Meron kang sasabihin.
Yeah, I have a question actually to that aspect, but in a different event or scenario.
Mhm.
So, well, it's actually a personal scenario. When I was when I was infant, I was really really sick, and in the hospital way back then in the Philippines. It's more modern where I'm at. When my mom, where I was born in Iloilo, so
Mhm.
um, I didn't leave the hospital. They put so much dextrose on me, on my hand, or my forehead, whatever. I didn't get better. So my desperate dad sought out a babaylan, and because the babaylan is not able to go to the hospital, so he instructed my dad to kind of smoke me,
Mhm.
put some smoke. But then there was one ingredient that the babaylan needed from me, but because where I'm at was very modern, so they threw it all away, whatever he needed.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you probably know what it is. I don't know,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
so then my dad said the babaylan gave my dad a part of him, and then after that I got better. What is that, soul retrieval, or what is that?
Soul transmission. You know, when you are exposed to, actually it's blessing, it's a form of blessing, no? It's transference of energy, no? Because that time, during those age, di ba, parang the babaylan should work in direct contact with a person, no? Parang it's the what happened to your father. Your father has been attuned by the babaylan for the specific purpose of healing you, because he was not able to come, eh. And even though whatever the babaylan bring, of course the hospital will not allow. I encountered that. I bring a simple herb. Oh, sir, no. Then I was dragged out of the hospital bed of, uh, it's a close friend of mine, ha? He was a Catholic priest that asked for healing because he still want to live. Pero I was banned out of that hospital because of doing that. Anyway, what happened is the babaylan transfers some of his energy to your father in order for you to be healed. Although on your personal condition, no, I think that's why we have usog. We have usog because of, if you have a greater energy, no, and sometimes you can move out the soul of other people because of that great energy, no. If you are and usually they will think, oh, you are overly confident, you are mayabang, or blah blah blah. and their soul, the reason why they are irritated with you, because your energy affected their energy, that some of their soul reacts on that matter, no, reacts on that matter. and honestly, we can strengthen our energy so that we could not be affected. Our soul must be strengthened, and the process of your of the healing process, I think it can be a batak dungan, no? Batak dungan. Batak means pull. Dungan is meeting up. The reason of batak dungan is a form of soul retrieval in Iloilo, in the Visayas area, no? Kasi Iloilo is the land of the babaylan, eh, 'di ba? Uh, they make offerings
That's
of
probably why I heard the call so loud.
yeah, it's so very loud, because in making batakdungan you have to make a feast, no, a feasting without salt. Prepare meat, chicken, fish, grains, vegetable, fruit, wine, and water, all in a table. Plus, uh, the babaylan will need some piece of your hair or either clothes. If it is distant, no, if it is distant, then they will have a glass of water. Then they will call, Pauline, Pauline, pauli diri sa imong lawas. Pauline, Pauline, come back to your body now. Pauline,
Is it
Pauline.
because when I was a baby, I left, or somebody looked at me wrong way, and I just, I was so.
Your soul moved. Your soul moved out of your body. That's why your regular parang yung health was affected. That's the reason why we need a strong soul attached to our body, no, so that our health will be okay. And like what I've said, the obsession, fanaticism towards things, obsession or material possessiveness uh, can also be a sign that our soul has been attached. It is the same way when we lost an object, no? For example, Papa OJ, do you lose something? Do you always lose something? Ba? Do you always look for your car key? Tama ba?
My wallet.
Ha?
My wallet.
Oh, my wallet. 'Di ba? Why do you search for your wallet? Kasi
I misplace it.
yeah, you misplace it. 'Di ba when we lost something, we try to search for it. We try to search for it and retrieve it. Although we can replace it with new one, but we want to look after for that lost thing. What is the reason for that? Papa OJ is right because we misplace it, but some of us will say it has sentimental value. 'Di ba? The reason why we look for the things that has been lost is because we give our soul to that object. We are making imprint. So a part of that object is tawag dito is them. That's why on a Christian saint, 'di ba? Whatever the saint uses, it becomes a sacred relic because that object has the soul of that individual. That is also the reason of tawag dito, of materialism and possessiveness, no? We are attaching our soul. Pero while we are alive, if we are being attached so much with that emotions or of with that material object, it makes us suffer. It makes us suffer. As much as possible, yeah, in order for you to have it, no, parang you make it close to yourself and you feel relief when you find it. Pero what is advisable, we should maintain na all of our soul is attached to the body. Now I'll gonna give you some conditions, no? Some conditions of of weakening of the souls. If our soul is outside our body, what happened to the physical body? As I said, we have 7 souls, no? So when the electricity of life, the first soul is ulirat. I think Kyla remembers this, no? When ulirat is outside or been lost, you remember the lame, you always fall down and you cannot stand alone. That is lame, diba? Because some part of your body is weak. Although even you eat much, you have physical training, but you are still lame and you fall down, no? there is imbalance issue on your part, it means the soul ulirat is very weak. That's why the physical manipulation of hilot could help aside from the nutrition that you eat, no. Worse on that, no, if totally the ulirat is gone, the first soul, it might lead you to paralysis and coma. Do you know coma, di ba? The coma is you are alive but you are not responding, you are sleeping all the time. So the one that is left there is the ulirat. There is no energy, no soul, no life force that makes you alive. You are breathing, you have pulse, you have blood pressure, you have temperature, but the spirit is gone. So you are in coma. You might be hearing, you might be ano, but not responding. We're not able to respond because the first soul ulirat is absent. Now, the second one is called the buang, no? Buang pertains to the illness or craziness, no? Uh, it responds to the soul, the second soul, muang, no? Muang is a condition or is the soul that arrives to us that give us emotional security, no? Emotional security. So therefore, if your emotion has been neglected, if your emotion has been played out, no, many people have this emotional illness because their heart has been played. Instead of love and happiness, they will cry. They will be anger. Now, have you seen some people walking around just shout out in anger? They are buang, no? So that's the emotional or the spirit, the soul that been affected is the muwang. The third soul is called malay. Actually, people will tell that the malay is consciousness. Actually, yeah, it might be consciousness, but it is also awareness of what you see, of your vision. It pertains to mentality. And some people get crazy, becomes baliw, di ba? They cannot accept defeat or they cannot accept that they are wrong on what they have think, no? So this is more on intellectual pursuit of what they know, intellectual. So baliw, they become baliw, no? So baliw also can be the opposite of baliw can be entertaining or aliw, kaaliwan. It also might pertain to comfort in order to heal that. The fourth is our alam, kaalaman. Tama nga ba? Yeah. Which is, in English, is knowledge. Knowledge arrives on us, no? We cannot push knowledge to a child, di ba? There is a right age when knowledge comes to a person. Even at a younger age, we try to teach, and the reason why the child learns because of the soul of that soul of knowledge, no? Because that child has given a chance to understand, to know by giving them lessons, by giving them teachings. The fourth or the fifth soul is called bait and katinuan. Bait and katinuan pertains to the behavior. It is your application of knowledge. But if katinuan or if katinuan if katinuan or bait is absent in your life, it means you might have a tendency to be delinquent, to become a bad person. And the one that roams usually the one that roams, the part of our soul that really, ano yun? Parang it's not happy-go-lucky, stroller or something. It always roam and wander around is our ala-ala. Because ala-ala is the one that can stay here on earth and can travel. Ala-ala is the one that gives imprint. This is the helper of most of the psychic investigator, no? Because most of if you are conducting psychic investigation, what we are receiving is the memory of the past, of the present, and even memory can extend to the future, no? And the last one is Isip. And I think if Isip is 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 absent, anong tawag doon? Parang you will become a dependent. You will become dependent or dumb. Tama ba? Because yung sinabing walang silbi, no purpose. That's the worst thing. That's the reason why we have to train our soul, strengthen our soul to achieve that higher purpose in life. No? And having our own thought, our own mind within us, I think we could have a healthy and happy life. No? I think this is all that I could share. I hope you like the topic, but do you have any questions to ask? Nani?
I just need the names of you were talking about the different rituals used for Kalag. So you said Big Kiss, Habak, and I just wanted to get the other one for that and the one that's for the ritual, the name of the ritual for the like where you lay out fish, meat, brains.
Batakdungan. The
Yeah,
last
and
one is Batakdungan. It's like you prepare a table with many foods, no, as an offering for the spirits, elemental spirits, ancestral spirits, and I'm gonna show you some video pala. Then I will put some video to your classroom and even to Buy Me a Coffee page para about some traditional method of batakdungan. And the one is the big kiss is like a belt, no, as a bandaging, and habak is a traditional belt that has a charm or has magical protection for you. Kyla?
Okay, so my question is, you didn't talk about this in depth in my section.
Sorry.
Did you update my section with all the cool stuff that you guys are teaching now?
Actually, you can access this on Buy Me a Coffee. No?
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
send you I'm gonna send email to the group. Are you receiving my email with Hilot Binabaylan something? I make an email Google group.
I get the class sometimes. Like I get to come in when I get added.
Yeah.
You don't add me all the time.
Sorry. Pero we're improving.
It's like my other teacher. Every time you teach something, you teach it different. You teach more, and I'm like, I'm missing out.
Don't worry, you will be updated. So most of the time I will put it to the group. So when you graduate, please don't be jealous because we're updating all the time. So
Okay.
you are very lucky than Kyla. At least Kyla, you are here with us. Thank you.
Yes.
And I miss you so much.
I miss you. Yeah, I come every time.
Yes. So we can expect Kyla to be here every time that we have this meeting. So do you have any other questions? Wala na? So if none, I have to say goodbye. Paalam.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
You.
Bye.